Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing the microphone. Hello everyone, welcome to Blenheim. We're delighted today that we are just about to get underway in round 3 of the New Zealand O40s interprovincial tournament. The groundsman just doing some final rollings, and then we'll mark the pitches, or the pitch, and we're good to go probably in about 5 minutes. The reason for the delay was a lot of rain. It's cleared up, and as soon as the groundsman has finished his duties, the stumps will go in, the pitch markings will be made, and the players will make their way to the middle. So just stay with us patiently, and we should be underway in just a matter of minutes. Hello everyone, we're just about ready to go. Ball one of this round 3 match in the New Zealand Over40s IPT in Blenheim. It's reduced to 2 overs. So T20 matches today. We had a lot of rain overnight in the morning. It was going to rain all day we thought, but it's stopped now, which is wonderful. Canterbury Otago batting. DJ Lyons scoring the first run. Let me just get the scoreboard up to date here. Hang on a moment. Okay, so it's going to be Sean Windle bowling left arm over to Hardeep Singh, who straight away gets out to square leg. Adventurous play for your first ball. But we are playing T20 cricket effectively today. So there should be some good entertainment. The pitch is still good. The outfield might be a bit slow. But otherwise, conditions not bad for cricket. There's a bit of a wet patch at the left of screen as you see it, the Hills End. It's a big shot from Lyons. He could be caught. Tracking back as the fielder, and he's taken an excellent catch. Okay, who that is? I think it's Andrew McCarr. He's tracked back and it was in the air for a long, long time. But he took a super catch over his head, running backwards, as I say. And DJ Lyons has to go. There's going to be plenty of action here today, I think. Wellington Tasman have already qualified for the final, so they will be there. If Canterbury Otago win this match, they will be a final. If they lose and Districts beat Auckland, then it will come down to net run rate. That's my understanding. So I think it's the captain, Steve Hobson. Yes, it is Steve Hobson, the captain of Canterbury Otago, of South African extraction. Steve Hobson comes from Cape Town. So Sean Windle has now taken 6 wickets in only 1 match and 4 deliveries. Didn't play for the first team in the first round, played in Division 2, got promoted, took a and he's taken 1 already in the first of this game. So, the man who took the catch, in fact it was Scott Jones, sorry, not Andrew McCarr who took the catch. He's being sent back to the fine leg boundary. Got a square leg on the boundary and a long on the boundary. He's Windle to Hobson. Now, it's going to be all go today, but I'll try to keep you updated with all 4 matches. Nice shot from Hobson. Gets the successful first over for Sean Windle. Canterbury Otago, 3 for 1. Auckland, they've made a bit of a breezy start after that early wicket. They are 26 for 1. James Marshall has hit 2 4s in the 6 balls that he's faced, and he's gone to 10. Jason Grobler, he is 13 of 19. He's hit a 6, but not much else apart from that. 26 after 5 overs. In Division 2, Canterbury Otago 30 without loss after 3 overs. And Auckland 32 for 1 after 3 overs. Greg Galley scoring quickly, 27 off 13 deliveries. It's going to be Scott Jones, the man who took the catch, who's going to open the bowling from the end for Wellington Tasman, and he'll be bowling to the captain, Steve Hobson. So it was some good work from all the teams, sweeping the water off the covers this morning, pulling the covers off. There was a lot of rain, so the covers were heavy, but the pitches were all fine, which is great. So everybody very keen to play in this tournament and putting in some mahi to get that done. So well done. Steve Hobson had big raps coming into this tournament. He hasn't done too much so far, scoring 2 and 20. So he's got an opportunity to do something in this reduced overs match. There is some rain forecast for later in the evening or the afternoon, but hopefully we can get this game in before then. That's why the decision was made to play a T20, even though time would have allowed for more overs. We just don't know about the weather. That's a good shot from Steve Hobson on the back foot, cut it away nicely into the boundary for 4. Here's Jones again to Hobson onto the back foot, tucking it into the leg side, and will take a single. He's wearing pads today. Now that sounds normal for a wicketkeeper, but apparently he never wears pads. And he got hit on the leg on Friday, so he's wearing pads today. It's probably a good idea. Oh no, in fact, sorry, it's not Darren Cudby, it's Mark Colkin. I presume he normally does wear pads, as he is today. Stocky man like Cudby. So we've seen Scott Jones bowl quite a few wides in this tournament. I don't know if he's struggling with the ball, the Duke's ball that we use in this tournament. Gets that one on target, but he's bowled a no ball. So that'll be frustrating for him. Finally got the line right, but just cheated on the front foot. So no ball, which means a free hit for Steve Hobson. What can he do? He's got a square leg on the boundary to contend with, a cover, and a third man. He's been bowled, but it's a no ball, and there's going to be byes, I guess they are, as they just one bye. So that's a bye off the stumps. And they take a bye. So, like I thought, plenty of action so far in the first 1.5 overs. And that is the end of the second over. 13. Auckland 37 for 1 after 6 overs. So that's about 6 and over. James Marshall and Jason Grobler batting there. Division 2, Canterbury Otago, 37 for 1 after 4.3. That's 8.2 and over. Who's doing the damage there? Kieran McCord, 19 not out of 13. And the other Division 2 match, 2 wickets lost there. One of them, Greg Gatley, 28 of 16. He was bowled by Mark Jurisic, and Jay Chang Lane was LBW to Mark Jurisic for 1. So Mark down. Stephen Van Niekerk are the 2 batters. It's short. Hobson can't latch on to the pull. There's no run, so he's 6 off 6. It's Hobson. Managed to get that one away through point. That was a nice cut shot, but he did time a cover drive, which gave him 1. But apart from that, he's looked a little bit scratchy, as he does again on that occasion. He gets a single down to, well, a very, very short leg. I'm not sure if his game is a T20 game. His natural game, I mean. One guy who I think it might be a T20 game comes naturally to is Hardeep Singh, former first-class player in India, now resident in Christchurch. Here he is facing. And he plays a beautiful, wristy, lofted, extra cover drive. That was a very nice shot to watch. Not a lot of foot movement, just broke the wrists as he gracefully lofted it over Hankel in the covers. And now he's bowled, going for a very extravagant kind of, what do you call that, ramp, paddle sweep, and bowled round his legs. Went way across to the offside and didn't make any contact. He's bowled. Sean Windle picks another wicket. And Canterbury Otago lose their second with the score at 18. Ben Rapson is the new batsman. Solid on Windle. So Canterbury Otago 18 for 2, coming to the end of the 3rd over. No. So 3 overs gone, 6 and over, 18. 18 for 2. Canterbury Otago. So I suppose you could say they've given away those 2 wickets, really. There was a hook shot from DJ Lyons early on. It was a good catch by Scott Jones running backwards, but then Hardeep Singh a little bit disappointingly throwing his wicket away, trying a very extravagant ramp pull. I don't even know what you call that. A scoop it was. Here's Scott Jones bowling to Steve Hobson, who drives again, doesn't time it. You can't get it through the field. Hamish Marshall very similar shot, digging that one out, and Hamish Marshall fielding this time. Short, pulled, that will test the field. No, it won't. Easy 4. That was a good bit of timing. Finally from Steve Hobson, latching onto that short delivery, pulling it in front of square, into the boundary for 4. His second. He's up to 14 from 11. And amongst a few scratchy shots, he's played a couple of really nice ones. That one's full, driven into the covers but not timed. .22 for 2. Short, that's a top edge which could actually sail for 6. No, one bounce for 4 down in front of us here. At what's basically a fine leg. So it was a top edge, but there was no one really in danger of catching it. And second over, Hobson's third, and it's 26 for 2 after 4 overs. Auckland are a few overs ahead compared to this game. They've had 8.5, and they're going at 6.8 and over, 58 for 1. James Marshall, 29 off 16, 3 fours and a 6 for him. Jason Grobler, 24 off 32. Windle to Rapson, just lets that one go through to keeper Colkin, who doesn't take it cleanly. Pulled away by Ben Rapson. That's a powerful shot for 6. He is a strongly built man, let's put it that way, and when he puts everything into a shot, it certainly goes, and that one cleared the boundary quite comfortably. It's not a short boundary out there. So a good shot from Ben Rapson. He's off the mark with a 6. Might just be a moment or two before we get that ball back. Let's see what's happening in Division 2. The big hitter for Canterbury Otago, Habib Marwat, is at the crease. He's hit some huge 6s so far in this tournament. He's only on 3 so far. 46 for 2 after 7 overs. And Auckland, they've slowed down a little bit since the dismissal of Greg Gatley. They're 43 after 7 overs. 43 for 3 in fact they are, so losing a few early ones in all the games, all the teams. Windle again, there's going to be more runs for Rapson. We'll just see if they're off the bat. It's gone down to fine leg into the boundary, and it was runs. Rapson solid in defence this time. Nice flick off his pads, but there is a fielder down there, as you can see on the screen, and they just take one. 11 off that over. Rapson on 11 from 7 deliveries. Steve Hobson 18 off 13. The men out, DJ Lyons, he was caught by Scott Jones off the bowling of Sean Windle for 1. Hardeep Singh was bowled by Sean Windle for 2. And I think it's going to be Leonard Reeves replacing Scott Jones. So Leonard Reeves played in the first game on Thursday, sat out on Friday, and obviously there was no cricket in this tournament yesterday, so he's had a couple of days off. He's back into it now, bowling to Ben Rapson, who hits it firmly back down the pitch to him, but no run. So the players had a day off yesterday. It was a nice day in Blenheim. Some of them went out to the Black Cottage Cricket Ground, which is a beautiful little privately owned boutique ground nestled within a winery, the Two Rivers Winery. Hosted there by Dave Clouston and his friends. We had a barbecue and some wine, some beer. Very, very scenic location, and we can heartily recommend the Two Rivers wines. Slashed away by Hobson. That's going to be another boundary for him. To backward point, kind of a backward square drive. And that was a little bit more convincing from Hobson than we've seen with some of his shots. But the result, played South Africa in teens apparently, Steve Hobson. So he's got some pedigree. Now lives in Wanaka in the south of the South Island. Scored a century for Otago Country, I think it was, in the Hawk just a couple of years ago. So he's still playing at a good level until recently. Short, pulled to the sweeper on the leg side, and they take one. Also played some first grade cricket in Sydney, Steve Hobson, and some good level league cricket in England. So he's been around a bit. So we've had 6 overs in this innings. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are regarding the number of fielders allowed out. They've got 3 out. As Windle continues, he's going to bowl his allocation as we see another beautiful shot from Steve Hobson. Extra cover driven for 4. So that was much more stylish and well timed from Hobson. Good shot. 6 boundaries now, 27 off 17. He's looking good. Bit of a shout there. I think the fielders might have thought it hit the pad first and then the bat. It definitely hit the bat as he back cut it to gully. No run as the result, but it may have just hit the flap of the pad first, but the umpire either doesn't think it did or didn't think it was going to go on to hit the wickets. No run as a result. Again short and again pulled. Bit of work for the fielder to do. He won't do it, and it rolls into the covers at backward square leg for 4 more. Steve Hobson up to 31 all of a sudden. Sean Windle has 2 for 27 off 3 wickets, but he's been a little bit expensive in the process. One more for Hobson. Call of yes, yes, yes from one end and no, no, no from the other. And the result is no, no, no runs. Alright, so Windle's got 1 ball left in his spell. Can get away with this ball. He'll be quite happy with that 4 overs. And he does get away with the dot ball, so well done. 2 for 28 off 7. Having finished his spell, Sean Windle comes off the field, has a little break, Craig Foster comes on. Auckland in the other Division 2 game, 81 for 2, so Jason Grobler has been dismissed. He was caught Byron Jolivet from the bowling of Grant Comerford for 25. James Marshall approaching a very quick half-century. He's 49 off 23, going well. Shout for LBW. Not out. Down the leg side, well taken by Mark Culkin, but it'll be a wide. Mark Culkin has kept wicket at first class level, well, list for Central Districts. Also a pretty well known indoor cricket player, kept for New Zealand. So he's a handy keeper. That's switched away by Hobson. It's just going to be one, as fielder does quite well down there. That was nice and slow, but another South African originally, like Hobson, now located in Nelson. We'll see him at the bowling crease soon enough, I'm sure. Here's Reeves to Rapson. Rapson goes straight down the ground, doesn't even leave his crease. He knows it's 4. It is 4. A couple of bounces into the sight screen at long off. So another good weighty shot from Ben Rapson. Another one who's still playing decent cricket, plays Premier League club cricket in Christchurch. I think I want to say he plays for Riccarton, but I could well be wrong on that, so I better not say that. All right, the ball's been retrieved. It's in the hands of Leonard Reeves, who will try again. Bowling to Rapson, who's 16 off 13. And he turns it into the vacant leg side. Just takes a single. Another great shot from Steve Hobson, launching that one over the head of cover into the boundary for 4 more runs. He's up to 37 now off 23 balls. Ball down the leg side, just the wide though, not any extra runs on top of that. There's been a wicket in the Division 2 match. Scott Mara was LBW to Leighton Parsons for 16 off 12. Parsons' first wicket. That one's full, and same as the previous boundary in the over. Smashed with a lot of strength over cover for 4. So another beautiful shot from Steve Hobson to end the over. 12, 14, 15, 16 off it. Big over for Canterbury Otago, Hobson moves up to 41 from 24. He's hit 9 fours. Ben Rapson, 17 off 14. It's all action here at Horton Park number 1, as in fact it is at number 3. 97 for 3 after 12. That's 7.76 and over there. Marshall, 49 not out off 24. Division 2 action. Canterbury Otago, 71 for 3 after 10 overs. Habib Marwat, the big hitter, he's just been dismissed. Caught Ahmed and 2 for 3 after 11.5 overs. And there's been another wicket on the number 3 ground. I'll let you know about that one in a moment. Change of bowling. The hitherto mentioned South African leg spinner Martin Slabbert to replace John Windle, who's bowled his allotted 4 overs. So it'll be a challenge for Slabbert, bowling to 2 guys who are pretty well set. Starts with a short delivery, and well, he's got away with that one. His Rat just taps it out into the covers. That was pretty short, that one. Very similar shot. That one kept a little bit lower, and Hobson does make contact, but just down to short fine leg, and there's no run. That one's beaten the field on the offside though this time, with a nice cut shot and into the boundary for 4 more for Hobson. He's looked good with some of those shots. He's played a couple of nice cut shots, a couple of beautiful lofted cover drives, and 1 or 2 good pulls as well. That one's dabbed away, but there's 2 fielders there, and one of them, Nuwan Surya, gets across and parries it down. So there's just 1 to end Slabbert's first over, which went for 6, not a bad result. 74 for 2 after 9 overs. That's 8 and a bit. So the excitement over on the number 3 wicket was for a run out. Sudam Salunki was run out for 0. Just faced the 1 ball over there before he was run out. And Auckland 97 for 4. James Marshall still on 49. He seems to have been there for quite a while. Paul West is the new batsman. Some decent bowling figures over there. Peter Connell has 1 for 4 off 2 overs. Grant Comerford 1 for 13 from 2. Now we're going to have spin from both ends here on the number 1 wicket. Nuwan Surya will bowl from the Hills end. So he and Slabbert switching ends from the ones they bowled at in previous games. Surya bowled pretty well from the City end on Friday. Now he's bowling from the far end, the left of screen as you see it. Starts with a short delivery, which he's Hobson doesn't take full toll of, but he does get one. Rapson down the wickets. It's not going to go for 4 because there's some fantastic fielding. Oh, it does in the end. That's unlucky. Some good fielding by, I think, Mark Young, sprawling away to his right at, well, he's quite a wide long off. He had to come across towards regular long off. Ended up just popping it over the line for 4. So bad luck for him, but a good shot from Ben Rapson, 22 now. Rapson goes big again, just out to square leg boundary, and they just take one. So Steve Hobson just 3 runs away from what would be his first over 40s 50. Here's Warasuri with his right arm off spin, and he beats the outside edge of the attempted cut from Steve Hobson. So his first over goes for 8. And more action over in the number 3 ground. Wickets tumbling there. Paul West was LBW to Stuart Farquhar, the Olympic javelinist who's been brought into the district's A team. Takes a wicket in his first over, trapping Paul West LBW for 6. Hey, James Marshall has reached his half century. He's on 51 from 28 deliveries. 3 4s and 3 6s there. Slab it to Rapson back here, shortish again, but they can't get hold of it. It's a leg by. That's a nice shot from Steve Hobson, and that will bring up his 50 as it goes into the boundary for 4. That nicely played sweep shot just going down on the back knee, working it away. More runs as he tickles that full toss. Fine for 2. Well, it's a full toss which has been smashed away for 6 runs by Steve Hobson. It's a pretty filthy delivery. It was a no ball as well. So it's gone sailing into the big tree down at square leg for 6 runs. So it'll be a free hit as well. It's an expensive delivery, that one. 6 plus a no ball by Scott Jones. Took the first one comfortably enough, reverse cup to dismiss Steve Hobson. But then that second one, Nigel Collins hooked down towards him, and he took a very, very good low catch down by his bootlaces. So unfortunately we missed the coverage of those, but they will be available later on the interactive scorecard and probably in the highlights package, which I'll try to do later. Anyway, the score 107 for 4 after 12, so plenty of action. Steve Hobson, his very good innings of 61 came to an end with 11 fours and a 6. Nigel Collins only scored the 1, perishing off his centre delivery. And it's going to be Leonard Reeves to replace Martin Slabbert, who was a bit expensive in that last over of his. Reeves himself was a bit expensive, but he's getting another go from the city end. To Ben Rapson, who's on 33. He's batted well, has Rapson. Showed good power, good little touch as well. Short, goes for the pull, misses the bat. I think it must have struck the keeper or something as it's sort of deflected away to gully. So no run is the result. There'll be a leg bye here to Ben Rapson. Captain Hamish Marshall just making some adjustments to the field. We've got left-handed Simon Murphy, that's why he's doing it. So we've got a fine leg, cover sweeper, long on and mid-wicket. Those are the boundary riders, everyone else inside the circle. And Leonard Reeves is going to come round the wicket to the left-handed Murphy. Who was off the mark beautifully first ball with a nicely driven extra cover drive, which is just plucked in by Martin Slabbert inside the boundary, but not before they take 2 runs to get Simon Murphy off the mark. Well, that's a pretty good over from Leonard Reeves. Has come back over, just 2 out plus a leg by. He's got 2 for 17 off 2. Now, I'll give you an update on the other match. James Marshall, he's still going strong. 65 not out off 40 balls. 4 fours and 3 sixes, as his team Auckland is up to 130 now. There's 3 overs to go in that innings. 7.5 they're going at. Division 2, Canterbury Otago 96 for 3 after 13.2. And Auckland 84 for 4 after 14. No notable run scorers there. Tim Henwood, he's 24 off 38, so a little bit slow going. His partner Prem Singh is on 14 off 7 though. So they're going at 6.3 and over down there at Oliver Park, about 5 minutes from where we are, at Horton Park. So far the weather is still staying away. There's plenty of cloud around. It's not any blue sky that I can see. Or there's maybe a tiny little sliver over cover as Ben Rapson would be looking at it if he wasn't focusing on the bowler, Nuan Woodasuria. He bowls to him now. He's down the wicket and he's been stumped. So a good bit of bowling, good bit of keeping. And that's the end of Ben Rapson. Went charging down the wicket, missed it, and the bail's whipped off by Mark Colkin. So that's the 5th wicket to fall for Canterbury Otago. Okay, I was just confirming who the new batsman is, and it's Adam Hastelow, coming in at number 7 for Canterbury Otago. Three wickets now for Nuan Woodasuria. He's bowled quite well. It's firmly driven by Hastelow up to mid-off for 1 run. Yeah, 3 for 18 now for Woodasuria. He bowled well on Friday as well, bowled very tightly in that game. Took some stick in game 1 as Sudam Salunki slog swept him for a few sixes. Since then, he's been quite tight. Good over from Nuan Widdasuria, just 2 runs off it and a wicket. 3 for 19 off 3 overs for him. So Canterbury Otago going at 8 and over, 112 for 5 they are, with 6 overs to go. Obviously if they continue at 8s they'll score 160. And maybe with half the team out there might be a realistic target. We're going to see Campbell McLean bowl from the city end, replacing Leonard Reeves. Just bowls slow medium. Campbell, or Bags as he's known to his friends, from the Wakatu Cricket Club in Nelson. Just getting his field right. He's got a long off, long on, mid-wicket. Here he goes, bowling to Simon Murphy. Starts well with a dot ball. That one's hoiked out to square leg for 1. One's short of a length, and Adam Hastelow can only hit it into the gully where the sprightly figure of Nuan Widdasuria swoops in and prevents any run. That's a full toss and he's bowled him. Wicket for Campbell McLean. It was a full toss, but Adam Hastelow hit all over the top of it, and McLean takes his first wicket at over 40s level in his first over in this match. Congratulations, Bags. Leighton Johnston has come to the crease to join Simon Murphy, who's on 4 from 8. So, yeah, wickets falling for Canterbury Otago. They've lost 6 now. And after quite a sprightly start when Steve Hobson and Ben Rapson were going well, they have fallen away a little bit. So another left-hander, Leighton Johnston. Simon Murphy is also left-handed. Plenty of wickets in the other match on this ground. 153 for 8. James Marshall has been dismissed for 65. And they're down to their tail enders. Not quite into the tail in this game. Lower order. Doing the job for Canterbury Otago. That one is down leg side and has been called a wide, plus the one that they run makes 2 wides. So the Hawks is the Canterbury Otago team name, the Hawks. We're playing against the Firehawks, so the Wellington Tasman team at over 40s and over 50s level, both known as the Firehawks. The 40s team not choosing to adopt the 50s nickname of the Mainlanders, going instead with the Hawks. So that's a great over for Campbell McLean. Just the single off the bat and 2 wides plus a wicket. Division 2, Canterbury Otago in the equivalent match to this one. 151 for 4 after 18 overs, so nearing the end of their first innings. Simon Carradis doing the main run scoring there, 58 off 39. And Division 2, Auckland 130 for 6. Their innings is over. A few guys getting 20s there. 130 for 6, so that's 6.5 and over. So Simon Murphy 4 from 11. Not sure what his game plan is here. Maybe just trying to see out Wirrasuria and make sure they get a decent target. Does take a single this time. He started off very well, Simon Murphy, scoring a 4 off his first ball, and then since then only... Sorry, it might not have been a 4, but it was close to one. Since then, been a little bit slow. So, Nuwan Wirrasuria finishes his spell, 3 for 22 from 4 overs. Well done for him. Auckland 158 for 9, with a couple of balls left there. Peter Connell 3 for 18 from his 4. And in fact 158 all out, with Jerem Wiley dismissing Rajiv Rajagopal. So he finishes with 2 for 19 from 3 overs. Jerem Wiley, and 158 is the score by Auckland, so 159 to win that game for Districts. So Campbell McLean bowled 1 over 1 for 3. He's been taken out of the attack, and the leg spinner Martin Slabbert brought back in. Starts well, Slabbit, bowling around the wicket to the left-hander, angling it in with that leg spin, so it's off spin to the left-handed Johnston. Comes in again, cramps him up a little bit, but he manages to dab it down to short third man for a single. Not a big turner of the ball, Slabbit. Bowls quite quick. And he'll come left arm round again to the other left-hander, Simon Murphy, who pulls it straight down the ground to Craig Foster at long on for one. So it's been a bit of a slowdown for the Canterbury Otago over 40s. They were going at 8s, now down to 7.2. Just when you want to be speeding up, really. Short pulled away, but there's protection there, so no run. So the introduction of Campbell McLean and Nuwan Wirasuri slowing things down. And now Slabbit benefiting from that. Another dot, that is a good over. 2 runs off it for Slabbit, Martin Slabbit. He's now got none for 23 from his 3. Just had that one bad over where he went for about 16. So the scorecard today, DJ Lyons, he was out for 1, Hardeep Singh for 2. Good partnership between Hobson and Rapson. Hobson got 61, Rapson got 33. Then Nigel Collins out for 1, Hastelow for 1. Simon Murphy 6 not out, Leighton Johnson 3 not out. So Hobson and Rapson, the 2 sons, the players to make it into double figures for Canterbury Otago today. So McLean has been switched around as I thought he might be. And he's conceded a boundary off the first ball of his new spell out through the covers for 4. That's the first boundary for Simon Murphy, and he's picking up his strike rate a bit now. It's up to 71. Tries to guide that one this time, but misses it into the safe gloves of Mark Colkin. Here's McLean again. It's a wide delivery to Simon Murphy, and it's called wide. Is on the back foot, hoisting it away over the head of the short, fine leg. Well, he's not that short, he's a tall, fine leg, really. Sean Windle over his head into the boundary for 4 runs. Second boundary of the over from the bat of Simon Murphy, who's up to 14 from 16. And Campbell McLean proving a little bit more expensive from the hills end than he did from the city end. What can he do this time? It's a slower ball. It's cut away. I think it's going to reach the boundary again. It does. There's no stopping that one. So consecutive boundaries for Simon Murphy. And he's got his strike rate quickly up over 100 now. 18 off 17. So, yeah, not great bowling in this over from Campbell Baggs McLean. That one was short and wide. Slow as well. Not much going for it. What can he do this time? That's fuller. It's creamed into the covers. It sends Hamish Marshall back on his heels as he picks that one up with a wee fumble. It's full and slow, and this time Murphy misses the ball, suggests to the umpire that it should have been a wide, but it wasn't, and it's a dot. So McLean escapes that over with 2 dots at the end, but still it went for 13. 133 for 6. So Auckland 158 all out. Their innings is over. In Division 2, Canterbury Otago, their innings is over too. 169, that's the highest of all the games that we've got so far. Simon Carradis 58 off 39. Andrew Mayo 38 off 27. And back in this game, slab it to Johnston, who is hitting down the ground. He may have found the gap there. He has. It's a good shot, straight between the long off and long on fieldsman, closer to the long on one, but straight enough to go through the sight screen onto the little gravel driveway that lies beneath or beyond, and into the boundary for 4. His first 4. 137 for 6. So we've got 10 balls left now. Canterbury Otago perhaps looking for around 150. I think they'll be quite happy with that. This will be a leg by, as Johnston tries to slog it over mid-wicket, but it only hits his pad and dribbles out onto the onside. That brings Simon Murphy on strike again, who's been hitting well, goes for a reverse sweep, doesn't make much contact, appeal for LBW, given not out, and it's going to be another leg by. Quicker, and this is going to be the 3rd consecutive leg by, so Martin Slabbett's bowling figures not being damaged at all by these leg bys. That one's Fuller, goes for the reverse sweep again. I think this might be off the pad as well. It's going to go down towards the boundary, into the boundary, 4 byes in fact. Okay, so interesting over this one is 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 off it, but only 4 off the bowler. The bowler's figures not too bad in the end. 4 overs for 27 runs, but quite a lot of leg byes and byes as well. But I suppose we can't really punish the bowler for those. 1 over left, 144 is the score. Partnership of 31 between these two, so they've steadied the ship somewhat after that flurry of wickets. Who's going to bowl this last one? Leonard Reeves is from the North City Club, which is just north of the city, that city being Wellington. So that's the what's up there, Tawa, Porirua, that sort of area. Actually, there is a Tawa club, so maybe it's not Tawa, but definitely I think it includes Porirua. Okay, anyway, so Leonard Reeves. And that's an inside edge from the bat of Simon Murphy, which will collect him a single. So 8 off 14 for Leighton Johnston. Here's Reeves, and Johnston leaves that one outside the off stump, expecting a wide, not given. So it's just a dot ball. I think you still probably got to have a swing at those ones, and if you miss it, then you worry about whether it's a wide, especially in the last over, or leaving too many deliveries. Short of a length, just tapped into the leg side. Went for a big pull shot, but didn't get much bat on it. So it's been a really good comeback by Wellington Tasman, restricting Canterbury Otago to what looks like a score under 150, except for that huge six that Simon Murphy has just hit into the trees. If you don't mind, it's gone way, way back over mid-wicket, just a short-arm jab really, and it's gone sailing into the tree for 6 runs. Quite against the run of play, but very good shot. Short, pulled again, there's a man there, he didn't even see it. It's gone over his head into the same tree for 6 more. Great hitting by Simon Murphy to... Oh, in fact, that was Leighton Johnston, sorry. It was Leighton Johnston, so he's come right all of a sudden with a couple of sixes at the end to finish the innings on 158. So I may have given the previous 6 to the wrong batsman. So I think Leighton Johnston ending on 20, Simon Murphy on 19. In any case, I think 158 is the correct score. So when we come back in about 10 minutes for the second innings, Wellington Tasman will need 159 to win this match. Let's see how they go. Wellington Tasman just about to start their chase of 159 runs to beat Canterbury Otago. Adam Hastelow has the new ball in hand. He'll bowl to Mark Young. Starts with a full ball, which is driven on the onside for no run. Tall, athletic figure of Adam Hastelow, about to bowl his third delivery. No runs off his first over so far. He's bowling to Mark Young, who scored, I think, 27 or 28 in round one. Didn't play in round two, so he's having his second innings. He's pulling this one. It's got it up a little bit high on him. It's gone over mid-on, close to the boundary. Pulled in just inside, and they take two. Direct hit from the boundary, but not needed. Hastelow again, that's well bowled, good full delivery, and Mark Young just defends it back down the pitch to end the first over. Just the 2 runs off it with that pull shot over mid-on's head. So the other Division 1 match is between Canterbury Otago and, Auckland and Districts. There's been 4 overs bowled there, 26 for 1. Districts chasing 159. Matthew Earl is the man out. Caught Bo Dench off the bowling of Scott Mara. The batsmen there, Charles Williams and Luke Woods. I'm going to see Paddy Sullivan have a bowl here. He's going to bowl to Brian Kramer. Good pace from Paddy Sullivan, the tall left-arm policeman from Christchurch. As Brian Kramer tucked up. That one's driven down the ground and Kramer will get off the mark with a ball. Former Nelson representative, played a lot for Nelson, Brian Kramer. Now plays for the Wakatu Cricket Club in Nelson. Well, it's good pace, but it's been fired down the leg side, so it'll be a wide. Sends the wicketkeeper sprawling, DJ Lyons. So, as I mentioned before, Wellington Tasman, having won their first 2 games, they've already qualified for tomorrow's final. So not too much on the line for them, apart from wanting to keep the winning momentum going. Shout for LB, but he's hit it. They'll run through for a single. Shy at the stumps will run him out. It does. That's a bit unlucky for Mark Young. He wasn't that keen to take the run, but he did, and then direct hit from the fielder. I'm not sure who that was. It might have been Simon Murphy. Saw Mark Young short of his ground. So a great bit of fielding. And Wellington Tasman lose their first wicket with just 4 on the board. Mark Young run out. And Mark Colkin is the new batter, coming in at 3. So, into the second over, all action here. 4 for 1. The 2 opening bowlers both have none for 2 off their over. And the wicket that we saw in that over was a run out. A great bit of fielding from Simon Murphy, direct hitting the stumps. Run out, Mark Young. Now, down in Division 2, Auckland 130, Districts are 36 for 1. Chasing that, Peter Kane, he's 21 at a runner ball. Mark Urisic, he's out. He was out for 5. And Wellington Tasman in Division 2, chasing 170 to win that game. They lost an early wicket. Marcus Barrett out for another duck. That's his second of the tournament, I think. They're 21. There's Hestelow to Colkin. He's driving in the air. Hasn't timed it enough to go to the boundary, but they'll take 2. Good punchy little drive. Good pace from Hestelow. That one just left alone by Mark Colkin outside the off stump. Colkin has just had the 1 innings in this tournament, scored I think 30 in the win over District on Friday. That one's full and jammed down to third man for a 1. Brian Kramer is about to take his first delivery from that end, facing Adam Hestelow. And he drives very nicely over cover for 4. That's a classic Brian Kramer shot, very strong through the covers he is. And he stretched out for that one. Creamed it over cover for 4 runs. Good shot, BK. That one's a little bit slower, and it just balloons up off the pads, but they'll take a leg bye. Right, end of Adam Hestelow's second over. 7 off it. He's got none for 9 off 2. And bit of a slow start for Wellington Tasman, but early doors. 12 for 1 off 3 overs. Luke Woods, he's made a good start over in the other match on this field between Auckland and Districts. He's playing for Districts, batting at number 3, 20 off 10 balls, 2 6s and a 4 there. Sullivan to Kramer, who drives confidently up to mid-off, no run. Full drives again, out to the cover sweeper, no more than a single. That is a favoured area for Brian Kramer, driving through the covers. Down the leg side again from Paddy Sullivan. That's his second wide, I think. Bowled one in the first over. Ooh, it's a high full toss. Might be called a no ball. I don't know, it's pretty close. It's only a short man, Mark Colkin, and it was close to his waist, but not called, so we'll just leave it as a dot ball. Down leg side again. It's a better ball, nice and full, and all Colkin can do is drive it back to Sullivan, the bowler. So the slip has moved into a short mid-wicket, so no slips now. Bit of a false start for Sullivan, aborting that run-up. He'll have another go now, bowling to the short, stocky figure of Mark Colkin, who hits down the ground. Just a very simple golf shot-like swing of the bat into the boundary for 4. Now, Hardeep Singh, who was at mid-off, has gone back to long-off in response to that shot. I'm not sure he would have cut that one off had he been there the ball before. Full again and defended by Colkin. To end the over, 19 without loss. Sorry, 19 for 1 loss after 4. The weather is holding away. I can see a bit more blue sky actually over to my right. And not too many threatening clouds. There's a bit of greyness behind that red cross that you can see in the back of your picture there, but that's quite far away from us, and I think we're safe for now. More rain is forecast, but it's not actually here. So we're okay for now, and we're playing cricket, and let's hope that we can get a full match in. These matches today being reduced to 20 overs because of the late start. It was very rainy early on. Gareth Gibson is going to have a bowl. Maybe not quite as quick as Adam Hastelow. Similar build, tall and lean. It's got a nice action, if I recall. And bowls short of a length to Crammer, who goes to backward point. It's driven nicely off the, well, on the up through cover. Whoa, Mark Colkin is down the pitch and smashing that one into the side screen. 6 runs. What a beautiful shot. Powerful, kept his shape, just shimmied down the wicket and timed it beautifully. It's his first 6 to go with a similar shot for 4 in the previous over. Down the wicket again, bowled him this time. So trying to repeat the shot, doesn't work this time. He's made a bit of an ugly mess of that one. And the bails go flying. Mark Colkin is out. 2nd wicket falls. Mark Colkin bowled by Gareth Gibson for 13. Deepak June will have a bat now, coming in at number 4 today. The leading run scorer in this tournament. June scored 128 not out on day 1, 30 on day 2. Now he comes in with his side, maybe just teetering slightly, 26 for 2 after 4.4 overs. Also teetering somewhat, Wellington Tasman in Division 2, 33 for 3 they are. Nathan Columbus has 2 for 14 from 3 overs. Just a bit of a delay here as the umpire had to come off the field for some reason. Making his way back into the middle now. So tomorrow, weather permitting, we will have the final. The grand final will be on this ground between Wellington Tasman and either Districts or Canterbury Otago. And the 3rd and 4th playoff will be on the number 3 ground over to my left. And similar format in Division 2 at Oliver Park. Here we go, Gibson to Deepak June, his first delivery. And he's easily in behind that one, pushing it into the covers for no runs. So an eventful over, we saw a delightful 6 from Mark Colkin, followed by an ugly heave, which he missed, and he was bowled. End of the over for Gibson, his first, 1 for 7 he has off 1 over. It's 26 for 2 after 5. In the important match over on number 3 wicket, District 64 for 1 after 9 overs, so they're going at 7.11 and they need, not sure, can't see the run rate required. That's okay. Charles Williams, 30 off 29. Luke Woods, 25 off 16. So Paddy Sullivan bowled 2 overs for 9 runs. He'll be replaced by Hugo Davison. Another right arm medium pacer, I think. Starts with a wide. No run this time for Brian Kramer, who guides it down to short third man, but there's a man there who prevents a run. 7 off 11 balls is Kramer. He will get a run this time, dropping it into the leg side. Deepak June is hitting the ball over mid-off for 4 runs. Not completely convincing, that shot. I don't think he totally timed it, but had enough to clear the mid-off fieldsman and scoring his first boundary of the day. Deepak June, 4 off 3 balls. There'll be more runs here. It's gone down to fine leg. They'll just take 1 and we'll find out what kind of run it is in a moment. It's a regular run, so it must have come off the bat. So, still some more over 40s cricket to come this season after this tournament is finished. Australia will be selecting their national team following their national tournament, which starts in the next few days. That's pushed into third man by Brian Kramer for 1. Yeah, so national tournament, the first of its kind in Australia, and then they will pick a national squad which will tour New Zealand in February. It will it'll travel to Christchurch to play 4 matches, 1 against New Zealand A and 3 against New Zealand. Those venues to be confirmed. Keep an eye on the New Zealand Over 40s Cricket Facebook page for details. June takes another single. So the fourth match of that tour, well, it's actually the first match, will be against New Zealand A, and New Zealand A will also play against New Zealand. So warm-ups for both New Zealand and Australia against New Zealand A, and the New Zealand A squad will be named shortly along with the New Zealand team shortly after this tournament's completed. So lots to play for the players at this tournament, all trying to make one of those two teams and have the chance to play some international cricket. So that's this season. Then obviously we have winter, and at the very start of next season is the big one, the World Cup, the Over-40s World Cup, the first one that we've had. That will be in Pakistan, in Karachi, in September, October. 14 countries scheduled to come for that. There'll be some amazing players from around the world, including some good ones from New Zealand. June has gone high in the air here. It's going to be safe because the ball's just gone with, the shot's gone with the ball. In fact, it's gone for 6. So he just picked it up, and probably not exactly where he was aiming it, but it went over fine leg for 6 runs. Swing hard, and sometimes you get the results. 6 runs to Deepak June. He's got a 4 and a 6 in his 12. Well, it's a slower ball and also a wider ball, which has been called wide. Driven, caught. It wasn't quite there for the cover drive that Kramer loves, and he's just hit it to Steve Hobson, I think, the captain, at a short cover. So Brian Kramer's innings comes to an end. So it's the two premier batsmen for Wellington Tasman at the crease now. Hamish Marshall has joined Deepak June. These two players put on 200 runs. Round one, both scoring centuries. Here's Gibson those, taking 2 wickets. And Marshall's off the mark with a nice cover drive straight away out to Hardeep Singh, who's fielding on the boundary. Just one. His twin brother James scored 65 for Auckland in the other match on this field. Oh, some bright sunshine. How about that? Whoa, that's a good ball from Gareth Gibson. Beats Deepak June. You don't see that very often. End of a good over. So Hugo Davison just bowling the 1 over, and now some spin, some off spin. Leighton Johnston. Leighton Johnston bowling to Hamish Marshall. Here we go. Just drive him down the ground for 1. 45 for 3 now, Wellington Tasman. So this is definitely a key partnership for them. They're the 2 best players at the crease. Still plenty of batting to come. Looking down below me, I think I can see Campbell McLean padded up, so he might be in next. Hasn't had a bat in this tournament yet. The required run rate is up to nearly 9 now, 8.92. It's been a bit of a slow start, 6.27. So plenty of work for these two to do. Still 113 required. Hamish Marshall, reverse sweep. Not sure he's hit that one, but they'll take 2 runs of some description. And he has hit it, so it's runs. Oh, missed stumping opportunity. Hamish Marshall down the track, missed the ball, and I think Wicketkeeper DJ Lyons should have taken that one. It didn't look that difficult. That was a huge wicket. Gone begging. Johnston again. Marshall's on the back foot this time. They'll take a single as maybe a chance of a run out. June drives down the ground for one. It's a good start for Leighton Johnston. 6 runs off the over, and that run rate required creeps up over 9. There's been a wicket in the other match on Division 1. Luke Woods has been dismissed, LBW to Vishal Dubey, who's finished his spell, 4 overs, 1 for 23. Luke Woods was out for 33 off 22. Charles Williams, 43 not out off 39. Lots of wickets in Division 2. Tasman, 49 for 6. Chasing 170. Who's done the damage there? Mark Murphy, 2 for 14. He's had a good tournament. And 77 for 4 districts against Auckland in Division 2. Pete Kane scored 43, but he's out. And the wickets shared around there. Here's Gibson to Deepak June, who swings away. There's a big shout for LBW. I think he's going to be given here. He is. Big wicket, trying to swing it away on the leg side. Deepak June made no contact, and Gareth Gibson takes his 3rd wicket. So, does that put the cat among the pigeons? Bit of a wild heave from June, to be honest, but he's gone. Gareth Gibson has 3 for 16 off 2.1. Great bowling from... So Campbell McLean finally gets an opportunity. Didn't play on Thursday and then played on Friday, but was down to bat at 10. He's coming in at 6 today. Usually bats around this kind of position for his club team, Wakatu, same club as Brian Kramer, who was dismissed earlier, and same club as myself. Not sure if we've got any Wakatuians watching us today, but if we do, hello. Gibson to Campbell McLean. And he's off the mark straight away, pushing it out into the offside. So he's got a bit of a work to do, has McLean, along with his captain, Hamish Marshall. 9.26 runs required, 4 wickets down. Here's Gibson to Marshall. Oh, that's a beautiful shot, swung away over. Fine leg for 6. Wow, what a beautiful flick. Really nice. That would have come up nicely on your screen, I think. Maybe the shot of the day. Saw some pretty good shots from Steve Hobson earlier on. Hardeep Singh played a beautiful lofted cover drive, but Gee, that was sweet, that one from Law. Cutting this time, he's going to pick up 4. It's a bit of a back cut, and it's gone to the left of the short third man. So hit pretty fine, and consecutive boundaries for Hamish Marshall. Of course, the former Black Cap, played several times for New Zealand back in the 2000s, including famous first T20 match with the big afro. Big shout for LBW. Oh, that looked pretty close from here. But no, says the umpire. And they take a leg bye. So another successful over for Gareth Gibson. He's got 3 for 28 from his 3. There were 13 runs off it, so all action. That over went LBW 1-6-4, leg by 1. And after 9 overs, Wellington Tasman going at exactly 7, 63 for 4. The one game that I didn't mention before is, or maybe I did, District 78 for 6 in Division 2. Should be a good chase in between Auckland and Districts. 104 for 3 they are after 13 overs. Charles Williams just dismissed, stumped off the bowling of Scott Mara for 45. Campbell McLean on strike to Leighton Johnston here in this match. Just pushes it up to short cover, no run. Cover sweeper for another single, and it's quite warm now. The sun is actually shining down on Horton Park, which is something I didn't think I'd be saying when I woke up this morning, and there was rain, grey skies, no real prospect of play, so we've done really well to get a game in. Marshall sweeps, and he's going to find the boundary for 4 more. Just more good, efficient batting from Hamish Marshall. Knows where the gaps are and just plays the right shot to the right ball. As I said before, played a lot of international cricket, did Hamish Marshall. Also a huge amount of first-class cricket. Played for Gloucestershire in England. Played for Northern Districts and for Wellington. Maybe someone else that I've missed. Cuts found another gap he has, and I think this one will be pulled in just inside the boundary. But they take 2. He might have played in the ICL as well, Hamish Marshall. That was the sort of rebel version of the IPL, if you remember that. He's down the pitch this time, and he had timed it. It's gone out to long on, and they take 1. So they managed to bring that run rate required down a little bit with 6-8 of this over. It's down to 8 2/3. As McLean does the right thing, just gives the strike to Hamish Marshall, although that's the last ball of the over, so he gives the strike to himself, in fact. But a good over for the Firehawks, 6, 8, 9 off it. It's this battle of the Hawks, really. The Canterbury Otago team calling themselves the Hawks, and Wellington Tasman calling themselves the Firehawks. It sounded like a wicket. Another one in the Districts versus Auckland match. In fact, it is. Who's out? Jerem Wiley out for 2. LBW Scott Mara. Scott Mara has 3 wickets now. 3 for 21 off his 3. Bowling leg spin. Good for him. Okay, we're going to have Daniel Nielsen. Bowling to Campbell McLean, who picks up a single. Interesting story. Daniel Nielsen played for Denmark. He's got the Danish spelling of his name, Nielsen. So he must qualify through some ancestor, and went over and played a few matches in the Nordic Cup against Sweden, Norway, Finland, I suppose. He's bowling to Hamish Marshall now, so different kettle of fish. And Marshall just chips the ball down to long on. Now plays, I think, for the Heathcote Club in Christchurch, Daniel Nielsen, alongside New Zealand over 50s representative John Garry. Not sure if you're watching today, John. If you are, hello. Campbell McLean plays a beautiful cut, which is, I think it's been fielded very, very well by the sprightly Hardeep Singh on the boundary there. If we had all the technology, we might have had to go for a replay to see if he was touching the boundary line when he fielded that one, but good cricket all round. It was a lovely, graceful shot from McLean and some good fielding from Hardeep Singh. Oh, he's missed that one though. It's a good delivery. Yorker length, and he tried to whip it to the leg side, but missed it and threw to the keeper, DJ Lyons. So Campbell McLean, usually one of the leading run scorers in Nelson Club cricket over the last decade or so. But he's not usually the sort of player who is known for scoring at 9 and over, more of an accumulator. And he's had 3 dots there to end that over. An over that just went for 4, so that's a pretty good start for Daniel Nielsen. And that run rate required is back over 9, it's 9.22. Ben Rapson's going to have a bowl now. He batted well earlier, 33 off 27 with 3 4s and 2 6s. Now he's going to have a wee trundle with his off spin. So Auckland, interestingly, opening the bowling with two spinners, Scott Mara and Vishal Dubey. The tactic paid off for them. Mara took 3 for 21 and Dubey took 1 for 23. And by the sounds of things, they've just taken another wicket. We'll check in on that one shortly. Here is Rapson to Marshall, who pulls his chance of a catch though. He's taken. So, big wicket. Not a good delivery from Rapson. Half tracker. Marshall mistimed it straight into the hands of Leighton Johnston, who dived forward nicely to take that one. And Marshall will not be pleased with that. He's thrown his wicket away pretty badly for a player of his ability and experience. It was Leighton Johnston who took the catch down there at square leg. So that's made things pretty tough for Wellington Tasman. They've lost their 5th wicket now. They need lots of runs quickly, and they've only got 5 wickets in hand. Craig Foster is the new player. Foster's off the mark, a single. So lots to do now for these two batsmen. McLean's 7 off 10, so I wouldn't say he's set, but he's the senior batsman in this partnership. He is a good chaser, McLean. He can hit when he needs to. And he's also known as a good player of spin, generally, although he missed that delivery. Let's see how he goes. Pulls that one away, but there's a man there. He's misfielded it, so it's going to cost them an extra run. They're going to take 2. Good running.
Working hard, boys, working hard.
Cries of anguish from the fielders as McLean mistimed that attempted drive. Angle. 4 off the over. And that run rate required, close to 10 now. It's 9.88. Good bowling from Ben Rapson and Daniel Nielsen. They've both conceded 4 runs in their first over. Lots of wickets down in Division 2. Who's this? Wellington Tasman looking for a 170 to win. They're stumbling. 82 for 8. Todd has taken a couple of cheap wickets there, and no one scoring more than 15 in that team. Similar situation for Districts. They're 94 for 7, chasing just 131 to win that. So they might be struggling there. Drumil Trivedi taking 312. Stephen Van Niekerk 2 for 11. Again, just one score of note. Peter Kane 43 off 36. Alright, we're going to see Hardeep Singh have an over now. I think he bowls leg spin, but someone said it's out of the front of the hand, so we'll see how that comes out. He's a real all-rounder, is Hardeep Singh. Opens the batting, bowls some leg spin, and is apparently an excellent keeper. McLean drives over cover. That's a beautiful shot. Lofted cover drive for 4. So very nicely played from Campbell McLean. Good shot. He's up to 16 now, 15. McLean lofts that one down to square leg on the boundary, just for 1. Nice wristy shot again from Campbell. And wickets tumbling over in Division 2. We'll have to check on that situation in a moment. Sorry, not Division 2, in the second game on this ground. Eight off that over for Hardeep Singh. Okay, so in the other match in Division 1, as a reminder, Auckland 158, so District's looking for 159, and they're 114 for 6. Byron Jollivet, the century maker in round 1, he's just been out. LBW to Ruan Prematilika for 4. So what do they need? They need a further 44 or something from 5 overs. James Mackey is still in. So that could be an interesting last few overs down there. Todd McDonald is bowling and Ryan Jacobs. Ruan Prematilika is bowling. So we'll follow that one. Lots of wickets down in Division 2, both teams losing 8 wickets for under 100. So that would be Auckland's first win if they can get up in that match. Ben Rapson bowling to Craig Foster. There's a big swing. They'll take a run. They'll scurry through there as the throw at the stumps at the bowler's end hits the batsman. So Craig Foster through for his 3rd run. Short and swung away by Campbell McLean. They And Johnston does well on the boundary. They decide to come back for 2. It'll be tight, but that's good running from Campbell McLean. He Kimberley, having played that good sort of a swing more than a sweep. He's looked industrious today, McLean. As I said, having his first innings in this tournament. He's bowled a little bit, but he's more of a batting all-rounder. That's a nice shot. I think he's in the gap. Oh, it's a good bit of fielding by Hardeep Singh. Just timed his pickup of the ball quite well. And just one for McLean, but another good shot. Bowled him. Foster having a big swing at that one, missing, wraps and hits. Takes his second wicket. Craig Foster's innings never really got going. 3 off 7 deliveries. Wellington Tasman lose their 6th wicket. Ben Rapson takes his 2nd. Yeah, just looking for the big slog sweep there and not making any contact. Ben Rapson bowling straight enough. He's got 2 for 8 now. Things looking quite difficult for Wellington Tasman on their home ground after having won the first 2 pretty comfortably. Okay, so every time I look over to the Horden Park number 3, there's a wicket falling. Let's see what's happening there. 118 for 7, so not looking good for Districts. Byron Jolivet, who just got out here? James Mackey. So he was caught Scott Meyer from the bowling of Todd McDonald for 19 and 118 for 7. So they need still a further 41 off 3.5 overs. So tough going for them, as it is for Wellington Tasman, chasing 159. Leonard Reeves off the mark straight away with a good punch through the covers. He'll get 2. If you just love veterans cricket and can't get enough, there's a big series coming up in South Africa starting today. That series involving the hosts, South Africa, and Zimbabwe and Namibia. Some good, some big names playing, the likes of Louis Kern, Alan Dawson, Clive Eckstein for South Africa. Some others I've forgotten, and then the likes of Guy Whittle playing for Zimbabwe. Who else is there? Can't remember off the top of my head, but Mark Burmester, Craig Evans. Anyway, it'll be good quality cricket. So if you go to the World Over 50s cricket page, we'll have the links to the live streaming there, or Veterans Cricket Association of South Africa. That's another good spot. So veterans cricket really blooming around the world at the first at the 50s level and now at the 40s level. There's over 60s cricket as well. They had a World Cup a couple of months ago in Australia, won by Pakistan. So it's a real global game. Played in about 14 countries now, internationally. Here's Hardeep Singh bowling to Campbell McLean, who swings it away into the white. It's well fielded by, I think it's Hugo Davison down there running across to his left. So he's hitting the ball well as McLean, but he's finding it hard to find the boundary. Slightly unorthodox shot from McLean, hit well, down to long off. Just another single though, and every time you take a single, the run rate required goes up when you need 11 and over. So the fielding team happy with the singles, and this time, they will get a single as the captain, Steve Hobson, makes a misfield. Good bit of fielding at short third man. Means it'll just be one more to McLean. As he took a big swing at that, got the edge, and the man at third man dived left well. So singles off each of the first 5 balls in this over. Hardeep Singh varies his run-up sometimes. He sometimes puts an extra little step in there. He's a bit of a wily one. There he is again, see there? That one slammed down to long on. So 6 singles in the over represents a good one for Hardeep Singh. And that run rate required up to 11.8. Perhaps in other terms, 59 off 30 is what they need. Districts, they've got 3 overs left. That's 18 balls. They need 34. So 34 off 18, 3 wickets in hand. Peter Connell, he can hit it. He's in 5 off 5. Jeff Simmons, he can hit it too. 2 off 2. So game on there. Leonard Reeves, he'll face up to Ben Rapson now, who's bowled well. 2 overs, 2 for 10. Swing and a miss from Reeves, but that ball wasn't on target from Ben Rapson's point of view, so no damage. Here's Rapson again, and Reeves is down the track. And he does make contact this time, well enough to find the gap between the 2 boundary riders and over the boundary for 4 runs. So, risk pays off for Lenny Reeves. He gets a boundary, he's up to 9 off 7. 55 off 28, so there's still a chance. Reeves will pick up another run here, down to short third man. So a appeal for a stumping, given not out, and it's also a wide because it was down the leg side. Bowled him. McLean giving himself room, trying to cut that one away. I don't know if he chopped it on or if it just bowled him, but either way, he's out bowled. And he did his best, did Campbell McLean, 23 off 21. Couldn't quite up the run rate sufficiently. And Wellington Tasman lose another wicket. That's their 7th. So it's getting tougher and tougher now for them. Nuwan Wirasuria joins Leonard Reeves. The two Division 2 games, they're nearly over. Wickets tumbling there. I'll come back to that soon. Ben Rapson to Wirasuria, who goes for a sweep straight away. I think he's probably going to get 4. The ball's trickling towards the line, just makes it as the fielders come charging after it, but had just enough on. Oh, in fact, it's been given wides, so 5 wides. I thought he'd hit it. Hang on, what's going on here? The players are saying yes, he's hit it. The umpire is signalling, he's cancelling his signal, and he's giving runs. So it's 4 runs to Nuwan Wirasuria. Yeah, I was pretty sure he hit it. Chance of a run out the bowler's end. Throw from the keeper isn't quite on target, so they scurry through for 1 to end another eventful over. 5, 6, 10, 11 off it and a wicket. So plenty happening when Ben Rapson bowls. He's got 3 for 21 off 3 overs. Oh, sorry, it's not the end of the over. Big swing from Reeves, which has gone for 6 runs. So just as well it wasn't the last ball of the over from Wellington Tasman's point of view. But he finishes the over with a big 6 over mid-wicket. Now 42 off 24, so 10.5 and over, but when you put it in terms of runs needed off balls, then it doesn't sound quite so bad in the context of modern cricket, where teams often mow down targets like 42 off 24 quite easily. Okay, so quickly in Division 2, Districts, they've lost. They were all out for 98, chasing 131. They really fell away after Peter Kane's 43 at the top of the innings. Drumil Trivedi, 4 for 12. Stephen Van Niekerk, 3 for 13. The main wicket takers there. And Wellington Tasman in Division 2, 102 for 9, so they're pretty close to losing 2. They probably won't get to that 170 they need. Oh, in fact, the overs are up. So they were 102 for 9 off 20 overs. Adam Hastelow is back into the attack here. On 17 for 7 is the score here. Horton Park and Blenheim. Oh, Wellington is a huge swing at that, gets an edge, down to the boundary for 4. So he's putting all his strength into these deliveries, onto these shots I should say. Nuan Wellington plays his club cricket in Wellington. Bowled pretty well earlier today. I think he took 3 for. Yes, he did. Bowled well. Now he's trying to win the game for his team with the bat. There's not much he can do with that one. It's a good Yorker, or Yorker length. Not sure if a ball can actually be a Yorker unless York's the batsman, can it? That's a slower ball, which Wellington has hoisted up to mid-on. I think he's going to be caught. He is by Hugo Davison, who drops to his knees and catches that ball to dismiss Wellington. Good slower ball from Hastelow, deceived the batsman. So 8 down for Wellington Tasman. I'm just trying to work out who the new batsman is. Oh, it's Martin Slabbert. He hasn't had a bat in this tournament either. Bats high in the order for his club team, Athletic College Old Boys in Nelson. And finally getting a chance to show what he can do. Needing 10.6 runs and over. 38 off 21. Here you go, Martin. Here's your chance. Ooh, gets a bouncer first ball to Slabbert, which he hooks down to the fielder at fine leg, who parries it to his mate. Actually, it was more the guy coming around from deep backward square, parried the fine leg. And take 2, good shot from Martin Slabbert. One's followed, driven down to mid-off. Reeves smashes one. That's a huge hit for 6. Onto Scott Street, across Scott Street, into someone's front yard. That was probably the biggest hit of the day, I'd say, from Leonard Reeves. There's that one. Good shot. 13 off that over. That's what they need. Now it's down to 29 off 18. So it's come on here. Anything can happen in these last 18 balls. 29 needed. Speaking of which, let's see how District's chase is going. They need... Oh, they've won. Wow, how about that? Good chasing by James Mackey. He was the hero there. 41 not out of 22 deliveries. And Jeff Simmons at the end, 16 off 9, consigning Auckland to their third straight loss. They had come to the tournament as favourites in some people's eyes, but they've gone through without a win. So far, they've still got a game tomorrow, so it's not over, but yeah, Scott Mara 3 for 21, and then a wicket each to Dubé, Prematillica, Jacobs and McDonald. Those were the Auckland bowlers. And Charles Williams top scoring for Districts 45, and James Mackey with that 41. So he's had a pretty good tournament, has James Mackey. Scored a 50 and then a 40 and then now another unbeaten 40. Alright, what have we got here? Ben Rapson, he's finished, so it's going to be Leighton Johnston replacing him, another off spinner. Slavitt will get a quick single. Happy with one as the fielding side. So Leonard Reeves, 22 not out of 10 balls. 2 sixes and a 4 in that. They'll scurry through for a leg bye as there was a shout for LB. Not given. Slavitt drives down to long off. Just one. So 26 off 15 is the target now. Reeves goes big and straight. Beautiful, clean, straight hit from Leonard Reeves. Love that. Just teed off straight down the ground. 4 runs. What an innings this is from the North City lower order batsman. 26 off 12. 2 fours, 2 sixes. That's a strike rate of 216. 22 off 14. Goes big again. He's got an edge. There's a chase for Ben Rapson, who's scurrying after it as fast as his legs will carry him. They've taken 2. They're thinking about 3rd, but no, they'll settle for 2. There's a good chase from Ben Rapson. 2 scored, so 20 off 13 needed now. Exciting stuff. Wherever you might be watching, welcome for this exciting conclusion to a game that was probably not going to happen at all at one point. But good work from the players, the groundsmen, the organisers, to get us going. It's full, missed by the batsman. So that's a good delivery to end the over. An over that scored 6, 7, 8, 9 off it. And so the run rate, exactly 10, 20 off 2 overs. So Canterbury Otago choosing to slow the pace down with bringing on spinners at the death. We had Leighton Johnston bowling from the far end. We're going to see Hardeep Singh come back and have an over here. He's bowled 2 overs, none for 21. Just doing some consultation with his captain, Steve Hobson, is Hardeep Singh. What's the field? We've got a long on, we've got a cow corner, we've got a square leg. These are the men on the boundary. We've got a deep cover and the captain himself going back to long off. So that's 5 men outside the ring. The rest are in. Fine leg just moving a bit finer. Here we go, slab it on strike to Singh. Misses it. Dot ball. Slab it going for a big cut shot. Couldn't make any contact. 20 off 11 is the equation. Singh comes in again to slab it. Oh, he leaves it. Ooh, good judgment from the batsman. He left it and it's been called a wide. So it's quite a gutsy decision to leave a ball at this stage of the innings. But it was a wide. So it's 19 off 11 now. Hardeep Singh hardly seems to bowl 2 balls with exactly the same action in a row. He's got a little jitter in his step. Call is 2 from Slabbert as he hits it out to Ben Rapson. I think they're going to get 2 quite easily. Rapson's quite a fast mover for a big chap. And there was an appeal for the run out at the keeper's end, but not out. Two runs. The batsmen just have a wee chat. 17 off 10 now. We've had 3 off 2 balls in this over. So exciting finish here at Horton Park. 17 off 10 is the equation. 2 wickets in hand. Martin Slabbert, 7 off 6. That one's tossed up and Reeves smashes it down the ground. Good bit of fielding from Hugo Davison at long on. But they ran like the wind and they take 2. Thought he might have got it to the as soon as he hit it, but it was some great work from Hugo Davison sprinting across from long on to stop the ball. His hat went sprawling, but he got the ball in. Okay, Singh to Reeves again. That's straight. I think he might have... No, it's almost a replay. Hugo Davison again coming across and parrying the ball to his captain, Steve Hobson. And again, they take 2. So a very similar delivery, similar shot, similar action. 13 off 8 needed. Here's Singh again. That one's tossed right up and Reeves lofts it in the gap. And they take 1. So it was just over the head of the infielder, Leighton Johnston. And Adam Hastelow came round to do the tidying up. So another 2, I think. Or was it just 1? Just 1 on... No, they did get 2. Oh, Reeves leaves that one and he's called it wide again. Some more great judgment from the batters. The keeper doesn't like the look of that one. But it's been called wide. DJ Lyons, the keeper, has the hands on the hips. But good judgment from Leonard Reeves, who's playing a good innings here. Oh, he swings at that one and misses it. To end pretty eventful over. Had 8, 9, 10 off it, so that's what they needed. They needed 20 off 2 before that one, now they need 10 off 6. Don't go anywhere, wherever you are, watching this coverage on Pitch Vision. It's the system we use for the live streaming here in New Zealand. I believe it's also being used for the Over-50s World Cup, which is good. It's a good system. And of course, live scoring also provided by Crick HQ. I'm not sure if it's properly working for this game, but that's not Crick HQ's fault. So we've got one over left. It's going to be Leighton Johnston. He's just conferring with his captain what tactics are going to be used in this last over. We can see some of the Division 2 Wellington Tasman boys. They've come back from their game. They're watching on the boundary at point as Martin Slabbert sees it. We've got a good smattering of spectators around the ground. The team's gathered beneath me here in the pavilion. Sean Windle, he's the last man in. He's padded up, ready to go if required. Nervous looking faces on the players. Canterbury Otago need to win this to... Well, they don't need... Yes, I think they do actually need to win it, now that districts have won. So districts have 2 wins now, and Canterbury Otago have 1. So if they win this game, it'll come down to net run rate. If Wellington Tasman somehow win this, then it'll be a Wellington Tasman versus districts final. So plenty riding on this last over, to be bowled by Leighton Johnston. Martin Slabbert will be on strike, the South African-born player who now lives in Nelson, just over the hill here from Blenheim. Here we go. Johnston to Slabbert, last over. And appeal for a stumping, and he's been given out. So there we go. Great start to the over for the Canterbury Otago guys. Hugs all round. He went for a swing, trying to hit it over cover. Dragged his back foot out of the crease, and good sharp keeping from DJ Lyons. It's a crucial wicket. So 9 down now, Wellington Tasman. The last man coming in, that's Sean Windle. Strongly built. Left arm quick, not sure what he's like with the bat. We haven't got a lot of time to find out. 10 needed off 5. Interesting choice of making Scott Jones the non-batter. He, I believe, opens the batting sometimes for his premier club side in Wellington. And in the not too distant past, scored a century at that level, so he's a good player. I'm not sure if Captain Hamish Marshall just wanted to give some other guys a bat today, but Scott Jones designated as the number 12 team. So in these veterans matches, you need to pick 12 and nominate someone who will not bat. Anyway, someone who will bat today is Sean Windle. Bats left-handed, bowls left-handed. Plenty of discussions going on between the bowler, the captain, and someone else who I can't quite identify. Might be Simon Murphy, the senior player in the side, age-wise, at 48. Just working out where the best place to put their fielders. And the moving Ben Rapson around to mid-wicket, just making him a little bit straighter. We've got a long on, a long off. Deep cover. So it's going to be Leighton Johnston bowling to Sean Windle. 10 needed off 5 balls. 9 to tie. Windle goes big straight away. Slog sweep for 6. What an amazing shot. First ball. He's a big unit, Sean Windle, and you can hear the crowd. They love it. Wow, what an amazing shot that was. He timed the pants off that one. And there's a huge out at Cow Corner, and he's hit that tree about halfway up. So that has turned this game on its head. Now 4 runs off 4 balls needed. 1 wicket in hand. Wow, what a shot that was from Windle. Okay, so it's actually the target's, they need 5 runs. They'll get 1 here down to long off. So I was 1 run off in my score, so they need 4 runs with 1 wicket remaining. 4 from 3 deliveries. 160 is the target. So it's Leighton Johnson bowling to Leonard Reeves, who himself has hit some lusty blows in this innings so far. 28 of 15 he is. Four needed off 3. Here we go. Ooh, Reeves goes big. It's a dot ball. Oh, he's trying to win it in 1 shot with that delivery. Was Leonard Reeves, but it's a dot ball, so now 4 needed off 2. There's a great crowd gathered down below me. Everybody watching this game. Leighton Johnston to Leonard Reeves, 4 off 2. Goes for it. It's over short third man. It's heading towards the boundary. Ben Rapson giving chase. They've turned for the second. They turned for the third. But they settle for 2. It was an outside edge that went flying over to third man, and Ben Rapson charging after it. Did well. Kept it to 2. Last ball now. Last ball, 2 runs to win, 1 to tie. Leonard Reeves, 30 off 17. Sorry, I'm actually 1 run off here, so it's 3 to win, 2 to tie. Three to 1 ball. What do you do here as a batsman? Do you try to clear the boundary? Do you try and get a gap and run as hard as you can, get 2? I think if you need 3, then you might as well need 4, right? So you go for the win. He's got to go big. Plenty of discussion between Simon Murphy, the captain, but he is the senior member, and Leighton Johnson, who's the bowler. It's Leonard Reeves on strike. He's got got it all to do. There's men right back on the boundary, all over the place. Everyone else on the edge of the circle, as you'd expect. Here we go, last ball. Leighton Johnston coming into Leonard Reeves, 3 to win. He goes big and he's bowled him! Canterbury Otago win. Leighton Johnston is the hero. Leonard Reeves took a massive swing at it. He's upset. He's thrown his bat and gloves down. He really wanted to win this game for his team. The Canterbury Otago guys, they're ecstatic. They've all come charging in to celebrate and congratulate Leighton Johnston on bowling full and straight in that delivery. Leonard Reeves whacking himself in the head in admonition, but he played a great innings. 30 off just 7 or 18 deliveries in the end, and came very close to winning that game for his team. So great effort. What a wonderful game of cricket we've seen, a T20, which has ended with Canterbury Otago winning by just two runs, and that means that it'll come down to net run rate to see who's actually in the final tomorrow. So I'm not quite sure who that is. I think Canterbury Otago were ahead on run rate, as we see all the handshakes going on. So Wellington Tasman will definitely be in the final. We'll just see who's in there with them. Anyway, we'll end this coverage now, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at got slightly later start for the grand final. It's 11:30 tomorrow, scheduled start time. So I hope you can join us then. The other games will all start at 10:30, by the way. So there'll be cricket to follow early in the morning, but the grand final will start at 11:30. Until then, I'm Jim Morrison, wishing you a very nice evening from Blenheim.